Welcome. Yep, everything's good. Welcome to Let Me Out Productions at the Top Brass Down. It is 2 in the morning. I do not much feel like singing. I might have a bus/train ride all day today, so there's that. And then, hopefully that's true. In fact, let me check my phone real quick. I'm supposed to be on production. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. That's all right. It's disappointing. Okay. So I was up all night waiting for that exact thing. Okay, had to handle that. Sorry about that. Sorry about the little. That's why I'm up right now, because I was waiting on confirmation of one way or the other what's even happening tomorrow or today in a few hours. Because I still don't know if I'm going to be on a train to LA at noon or 2 o'clock or whatever have you. And up until a week up until this morning being the morning of the 15th, not the 16th of July, I thought I was going to be second AD on this project. Doesn't matter. Let's get this done because I want to get some sleep tonight. Even if there is some disappointing news and I'm not on this project. I'm disabled, so I can't afford my own travel, so I asked the production to buy the train ticket. And two things happened. Well, I think one thing was going to happen regardless. But I don't even want to say anything because these folks are my homies, and it's really kind of up in the air. Okay. All right, so we're good. Let's do an audio test. I don't even want to say anything because these folks are my homies, and yeah, we're good. Okay, so let's first go to. If you're ever on Press Pass on Fandom on your phone or on a browser, um, I will not. We don't get any ad revenue from our own fandom, so I have. Well, I won't violate site terms. What I will say is that there are tools that make fandom a lot easier to read and use in terms of clutter in visual space, if you know what I'm talking about. They're very easy tools, and then it makes it just look like this information site. And yeah, so we're building puzzles out of data points into massive intellectual properties. Those intellectual properties are expressed in the market and perform. And by and large, that's just what's happening right now anyway, regardless of whether or not you think you're participating. All right. Sorry, I can't keep on going over this because basically we all got sold an attitude rather than information, and then once you get sold an attitude and a performance that justifies the attitude, you never look twice. So in a public notary, it's boring stuff. That's one of the issues. Public notary service, impartial witness of authentic information. The government is not a notary. As you can see, I was born Kimani Okearah Wallace, but my given name is Kim Wallace David because I was trafficked as a baby in a fashion that they call the foster system. So, regardless of that, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Um, every property is built from every intellectual property is built from the labor required for that now intangible asset to exist. And when we're looking at blockchain, here's a block, here's all the simultaneous user filings that form that block, here's the chain of the blocks in order. We're also looking at an accounting system for labor as property. So when you apply some sort of choice, effort, labor into a titled filing or a titled publication, you create publishing title, and now you can build your assets out of publishing titles. And I'm the first person doing this. I'm not trying to, claim that as like a big thing. It's just I'm trying to teach and show the way and ideally get some help. We are the precedent. It can be, in theory and in build and in style, it can and should be financially lucrative for not just the creator but for all builders. So here's a puzzle that we're building. Is Press Pass All Access is the franchise. The first asset out of Press Pass All Access is Season 1 of Press Pass, where we are putting together the lore of the Basketball Syndicate of America as an impact puzzle for collective publishing, and that's 74 chapters of lore. Overall, it's overall 1,830 chapters of lore. But that sounds like a lot. That's not a lot. It's actually such a small experience, and y'all are gonna be shocked. One, at why it took so long for everybody to get on board, and then two, um, that's why I'll eat that. I'll eat that, and the community I'm from will eat that as well. In so many ways. In some ways, I'm surviving because of certain people in the community, and then in some ways, this has been really difficult because of other people that are in the community. Those two groups are not related. But again, I'm not here to talk about that, but I do want to express gratitude for all the supporters and the people I love. Yeah, I think I just got Los Angeles. That's a action or actionable verb. Actionable verb now. I get these weird feelings every time I interact with the culture down there. Well, at least my friend's diplomatic, but I felt it off bat, dude. I felt it off rip. Has I texted back yet? Well, there's bright side to it, and that it's gonna be real hot. The downside is I need to be on production, get my chops back up. And get down to LA so I can talk to SAG and WGA and get back in the network. And there's a lot of things I need to do. So just like I'm just so disabled and marginalized. It's unreal. Okay. Man. Sorry, I started streaming and I got hit with a huge blow. I'm too broke. I don't have any overhead. I can't pay for my own travel. I don't always want to bring up my disability and my health issues every time I'm streaming. Like I've had 6 surgeries on my abdomen. They can't put my intestines together correctly. It hurts all the time. The medical side of things is completely defrauded. I'm barely holding on. You know? So, this is all I have. Right here. They'll take everything else from me. That was back when you could still say I had a career. Yeah. Alright, hey, I got concurrent views. Hey Samu. Thanks for popping in. Let's that cheered me up because I never get concurrent views. And that's cool. That's a neat thing. Been on YouTube since like 2007. And I'm just not a charismatic personality. I felt it too. Dang, what a blow. All right. Thanks for watching to the folks that are here. I appreciate you. So, Press Pass All Access is an intellectual property franchise of my personal design and creation. Every team name, colorway, historical through line, and the rule set of the lore game were established without artificial intelligence. I do use some AI to help me format and conceptualize and provide template to things. But, and also in chat today, chime in if you want to see an outcome, because that's part of this. Now, I don't have the United Club football teams up on the Press Pass website yet, but go check it out. We have a bunch of other franchises and teams up there, and this is the Game of Thrones Deep World for sports mockumentary, and we are all co-publishing it, and we are all owning it through the publishing title, behavior, and mechanic that I developed 5 years ago. But we all have to develop that together. It's not something that I'm doing myself. It's a community publishing effort, collective publishing and conscious publishing. I guess we can take a detour there and yeah. So I'm building these intellectual property assets on a public notary service that again records simultaneous user filings in same in blocks and then records those blocks in a chain. You can see that this punk here was first filed June 23rd, 2017 at 6:50 a.m. My first filing in terms of these community puzzle builds was actually March 28th, 2021 at 7:16. This is a purchase from a customer. They purchased this Craft Mine Bear. Our first brand piece is March 31st, 2021 on the public notary. And then a month later, you have Bored Ape Yacht Club that started gambling on basically the publishing potential of each title that built their brand. A key difference between Let Me Out Productions and Bored Ape Yacht Club, we're not gambling, number one. We're collectively publishing the brand and sharing the brand as a puzzle structured asset, which is objectively socialism. And that also doubles, since it's a digital network of receipts, we can use it as a treasury map for performance and shared property throughout. So shout out to the homie, because I've been down his throat. Oh man, I've been chewing him up. But he's actually doing his research. Finally. Good lord. Shout out to Hassan Piker. I hate you. But you're doing your research, so if you're watching this on stream, you can handle it. You're a big guy. You can handle a few jabs. But I'm gonna leave you alone there. I got a mission in my head. And, you know, everything I'm going through is a result of social hierarchy, and you should fix the mistake that you made. Okay. So these are all publishing titles. Everything that you're looking at is, so I'm not the person that came up with the term. I'm sorry. I am the person that came up with the term publishing title. I'm not the person that filed the first action to publish and title the contents within, and then publish and title what those contents can further express. That would probably be the CryptoPunks thing. What's published within is a graphic, and what it can further express is, I guess, whatever you want. On Musical Bears, it's an homage to CryptoPunks, but instead of the whatever you want, it's actually a guided publication. And there is an esoteric there where we're co-publishing the stage, co-publishing the shelf, co-publishing each other, advocacy and community, and co-publishing yourself, creating results that weren't there before. And so when you are publishing results into the market that didn't exist, there is a bear market inherent to that, because there's no guarantees. When you publish results, there's never guarantees. Look at my life. You know? So there's no guarantees, but you do position. You are creating positions. So we call that in our little LMO esoteric, you're lining your ducks up. Every position you create is a new duck you've lined up, or you can call it shove the duck up if you want to be cute. So we say shove the duck up and sing on a bear. Sing on a bear is publish a result. Shove the duck up is create a position in the economy that wasn't there before. So I'm wearing one that was published by a now 13-year-old. Shout out Julian, happy birthday. This shirt is a shoved duck in the catalog. There's, what, 999 of these left? There's only 1,000 that will ever be printed. And you can check this store out at musicalbears.fandom.com. I'm wearing specifically number 60 Bear Bait. It's a pretty cool shirt. Julian helped design it, and he's earning $8.14 per unit for his publishing effort. So publishing into the result means that if and when the result is transacted, you can earn from the transactions. I enjoy that relationship with my years and years and years of professional sports photography, and you should enjoy that relationship with everything that you publish. Doesn't matter what it is. Brands, products, services, experiences, distributed assets. I want the entire economy on board with that. It just makes sense. And as far as like the hidden narrative from the people that are looking at that, one, I need a water bottle. So hold on. Oh yeah, I'm frozen. Sorry, guys. Dang. Okay. Chronological record of blocks available for public witness, reading and programming, etc. Dang. I really wanted to go down and do that job and potentially get down to SAG and WGA and build advocacy in what we're talking about. Thank you for all the live viewers. That's pretty cool. That's neat. 10 views. It's a lot for me. Okay. So you can see in these blocks each filing here, that's what an NFT is. It's just the text standard that they call that filing. Not all the time, actually. It's unique, specifically unique filing with a unique publication within it. That's what an NFT is. So it's like a specific technical standard that denotes like property, really. Most people are using these things as property. Some people are using them as access keys because they thought that what I was doing was illegal because a bunch of liars lied. I'm so sick of liars. They did so much damage to just the concept of basic information. Okay. So, each man, I need a win. Let's get to it. We're building Press Pass out of these non-fungible tokens. So out of the filings, we can build character maps that we've built our lore with, so everybody can build their own characters into the lore of this massive sports mockumentary super world. You role play the characters into these tabletop games that we organize, and then we take the tabletop canon, which is official canon, as long as it's appropriate for ages 11 and up, and if it's not, it will be retconned. We have a committee for that. Just so people are aware, SpongeBob rules. So if your stuff lands outside of and I've set a pretty good edge. I have set a really cool edge around the universe as far as appropriateness. And that said, if that edge is too sharp for you, don't try to change the edge. It's just not the spot for you, right? And that's the rules that we live by. I consider it SpongeBob edge. It's within those same kind of edges, and we like to keep the entire canon that way if we can. So don't try to sneak things in that are super esoteric and super nasty in ways that I won't know, or that the committee won't be able to decipher. Anyway, we're building a bear musical out of these things. It's the first project that we did, just to teach people like that each unique index key that's filed on this public notary service is publishes and titles property, and then publishes and titles the further expression of that property. And I have been doing that for a long time in my market because I have been a high level sports photographer for years and years and years. Speaking of, I need to make some money, so let's do this. Yeah, I felt the whole I was on a film production that I was really hoping to do. Not I didn't say the name of it or anything, so I think and it's down there in LA. And it's a small budget production. I was gonna donate my time, but I can't also go out of pocket for travel. And the train tickets are only, I think it's $66, but plus fees is gonna be like 80. And then round trip, 160, and then plus food, 200. And that I don't have that. So and I thought that the production was going to handle that. And this morning, I get a couple of text messages from a couple people I don't know talking about how the last week I thought I was going to AD this shoot, so second AD. And I've got no problem doing whatever on a film set. One of my issues is I am 36. I have been working at a certain level for a certain time, and you get pigeonholed. I don't do the social hierarchy or anything, but you get pigeonholed. I'm trying to get back into the game so I can get my pilot shaped around. Anyway, let's get into it. Buy one of these. Thank you all for watching. I love y'all watching over there, wherever you're at. But I got like this Steph Curry. This is during the championship run. I took these. I think this is right after LeBron's championship run. When was this? Publishing titles. Titles what's within it as property. Titles what it can further express. And we build assets out of them, including AI data pools, and that is how AI data pools are built, out of puzzle pieces that are scraped from everybody's published materials, gathered into units of expression, and then sold by corporations to each other for billions of dollars while all of us are left out. And it's because of what I've done with the treasury map and like percentage-based sharing of yield, and then the way that they've built their data pools and the yield that they're producing with those data pools, Ooh, they do not want to share that yield at the precedence levels, like 20 to 50%. They don't want everybody gonna be real wealthy real quick. But here we are doing an analog piece by piece build of an asset, and the first asset is the Bisafé lore, which will finance in part season 1 of Press Pass, a 24 episode season of a sports documentary that covers the modern day sports media circuit surrounding the worst ever basketball syndicate team, the Sacramento Majesty. And we're not poking fun at anybody. It's obviously it's a made up lore, completely made up, the whole thing. So we can't be making fun of any specific group. But I did take some time and make fun of naming conventions and just language in general, and had some fun with it. And I'm claiming de facto copyright and trademark on all of my creations within the world. So if you're going to try some first filing crap in your country or wherever, because it's an international franchise, just don't do that. Just buy publishing title. It's the same. You know what I mean? Just buy publishing title. That's the whole point. Speaking of, let's load that up. Let's put that in chat. How much is the publishing title, Kimani? $18 to co-publish season 1 of Press Pass. And anybody in the world can do it. All you need to do is get a blockchain self-custody wallet like MetaMask or something along that nature, and buy. If you just want to sample by one publishing title, head to our Discord. And verify, and then follow the links to fill out the form on DWork to load a character into the universe. Then you sign up for a table. You basically becomes a waiting lobby, but it's and people sign up for it either on Discord or on the wiki. And as the lobby fills to 12 to 16 players, then that table can execute. But it executes over 7 sessions over 3 weeks. So all the players will then rank choice their sessions. the system will organize the best possible options for all 7 sessions, and then they will execute a story map based on the story beat out of the chapter that they've chosen to roleplay the canon. Once the canon's roleplayed, it's there. And we've done this. We just did this on Discord, and we recorded it and then fed it to Gemini. And Gemini did a game map for us. I wrote the original game map, and then I fed the template, and then I trained it to do this. But yours should do it too. And anybody can just do the same thing. Record your sessions, feed it to Gemini to get the game log, write the game log into prose, and then once you have the prose, you can go film your own content based on the canon that you've now established. That content feeds the archive for our sports mockumentary, and it gets put into paid use positions. So, for example, in an episode of season 1 of Press Pass, if we flash back to your meme or scene, that pays a use bounty. And I think the minimum use bounty for the show is, what is it, $175? I could go look. But yeah, the minimum use bounty for the show is pretty high. Now that'll be less than 1% of the archive that's used in season 1 of Press Pass. So, it'll be the cream of the crop, or the funniest bits, or the things that fit the story the best. There's a variety of factors. There's no rhyme or reason in a lot of ways. Who knows what we'll reference, how we'll reference. Our writer's room's gonna have a lot to say. Our editor's gonna have a blast with it. So I'm the showrunner, but I'm very lenient as far as what the directors per episode will be able to do. I just want a really good audience experience out of this. So you make up a character, You role play a story, bookend a story, okay, and then you film an archive meme that then becomes a digital collectible that somebody can buy, just like this, and you're explaining what happened in the lore. So I executed this exact thing. In fact, with 5 years of a role played show called Lens Space. Um, I'm 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 extremely marginalized as a disabled person, and I'm reminded of that every day. Uh, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to work out for me. Dang it. Okay, let's talk about it. Shout out to the viewers. 17 views is a lot. Okay, so in Press Pass All Access, we have a bunch of sports leagues that are all fictional. This is a sport punk universe, so in sport punk fiction, there are no real professional sports. There might be real professional sports brands. In fact, we encourage that because we want to work with a lot of those brands. But let them come in of their own accord. Don't introduce them in the role play. You can introduce a fictional brand if you like, but keep in mind that our goal for product sustainability is to attract Nike, is to attract Reebok, to attract Adidas, and next time Adidas has an event and they don't invite me, I'm more offended at that, and not Adidas not inviting me to shoot their Adidas Pro Day than I was at not getting into Stream University. I don't care about not getting into Stream University. I knew that was a long shot. I got 17 views. You know, I got a whole. That's a lot for me. Ain't nobody care about what I got to say over here about co-publishing on a public notary and building assets with digital Legos and forming a, a market supply and demand for publishing in a world where all of our publishing is just being stolen and commercially expressed using the exact puzzle structure model, mind you. I don't want to get into that. I want to have fun. I talk about that enough. I talk about that every day. So we have the Basketball Syndicate of America, Hassan Piker, the National Association of Modern Football, the Global Hockey Program, United Club Football. Now, I have not done the league page for UnClFoo yet. That's United Club Football. But we will talk about the teams and pick some of the early championship winners on stream today. So as we get into that, if you're watching live, just put your input into chat, and I won't get too deep into this because I'm pretty bummed out over not being able to go to LA now, and I don't want to handle UnClFoo with a downward tone. Hassan Piker, does that help the algorithm on this? Who knows? I actually do think he watches these things. So I need to be more positive toward him so he can be supportive of what is objectively black socialism. I see him positioning. He's like a fun. I hate this shit, dude. I hate this shit. But yeah, he could end up he could end up doing all he could do. Just two ways it could go. He could have a lot of egg on his face and eat all the things I've said, and then have it be thrown at him for years. But that's nothing new, I don't think. I think he's used to that. Or if he's this is why I keep calling him a moron, because I'm like, dude, the decentralized authenticity of user filings alone is as socialist as you can get as far as record keeping. But again, I went through foster care. He did not, right? So these are completely different relationships with the state. See, that's the kind of thing that he gotta get better at that, because he's gonna get offended at that. Don't get offended. Let people have their story. You see this one, the Oceanic Organization of Water Sports? I'll make you the commissioner of the ooze. Hassan Piker. I hate that guy. The Canadian Multi-Sport Fellowship. Okay, maybe I don't hate that. I don't know him. I've never met him. Tells me otherwise. But then he's like, oh, nope. I swear to God, you were in the studio together with the same 2 or 3 weeks. So if I did meet him, uh, maybe we were actually friendly, or maybe I was a dick. Who knows back then? United Club Football. Let's get into it. Okay. So United Club Football, the league format I put together for it's actually pretty crazy. Um, let's go to a more modern cluster. There's 60 teams, and the teams are organized into two like sub leagues, if you will. These are just organization tools. There's a headquarters in Algiers that handles one of them, and a headquarters in Murcia that handles the other. And then the headquarters for UnClFoo altogether is in Buenos Aires. So the ancient pitch is one side of the UnClFoo, and the elder boot is the other side. And the ancient pitch is made of 6 clusters. We have Tau cluster, Kappa cluster, Epsilon cluster, Alpha cluster, Eta cluster, and Omega cluster. The elder boot has Rho cluster, Sigma cluster, Omicron cluster, Delta cluster, Iota cluster, and Gamma cluster. So each cluster has 5 football clubs. It's United Club Football. And this is mixed gender teams, so it's not all mixed gender, all gender. It's fiction. It's tabletop role play fiction. So if the best player in UnClFoo is a woman, great, awesome. Because and if you have a problem with that, you can either buy a publishing title and get in the game and try to create drama with your attitude, or you can stay away from all of us that are trying to have fun. Like I prefer the second one, but I'm also not going to say no to $20 while you come in and publish a character and have fun and shove the duck up with a video meme of 7 seconds or less reflecting the canon that you've created. So let's take a look. Where was I just now? Did I open a new thing? Yeah, I did. So let's look at what I've already done. Is that? Where is that? Oh, that's right here. Let's look at what we've already got going on, and don't complain. You don't even know these teams yet, so don't complain. You have 0 attachment to these fictional teams yet. Don't complain about what's been RNG'd early on, please. That's a crazy thing to do. Although people have done it, I post these results on Twitter sometimes. It's when I did the basketball championships and we did the football championships, all of that. I posted that on X, and I got Rife for days, not Matt Rife, but regular Rife. Bad joke. So you have 0 attachment to these teams. I do not have the colorways organized in an efficient manner, so I can just like scroll through them. That's all I got for you. Oh no, I'm getting the whole treatment. Okay. Let's leave it to God, huh? God and the ancestors. I say it that way because while my personal walk is absolutely a walk of faith, and that has been expressed to me in so many ways that are deeper than anybody can. I won't say that anybody can see, but it have to be people that can really relate. I don't want to define what spirituality is for anybody else, so I say God and the ancestors, or so that kind of encompasses it all. Because if you don't believe in an embodied God, that's okay, I think. But you do observe, I think, the ancestors, and you do observe the idea that energy is a constant, and that the soul is an embodiment, is an embodied energy. So when the soul leaves the flesh uh, of a vessel, the embodied energy must also be a constant. And I have some ideas and some channelings on how those might be recycled, and I share that with a lot of folks, I think. But it also just could be complete delusion. Who knows? But I do know that I'm in a walk of faith, and this is part of it. So let's get into it. So 1916 is when United Club Football started. They started in March of 1916. They play 38 games a season. They play each team in their cluster twice, and then they balance the rest of the games out with the rest of the league. Here early on, each team's playing 19 games, and because of just oh no, each team is playing 38 games, like I said, and with the way that the league is there's 20 teams at the start, so they each play each other team twice in United Club Football at the start. I think it'll be fun to load some colorways. So I did all that work, and I will be less bummed out. I really wanted to go. I was really looking forward to it. How do I, we have to, yeah. Isn't this a great logo? I did this the other day. I finally, this is what, I, I am really, I'm a procrastinator about graphic design because I've been doing it such a long time. It's like a tedious process for me. But here's the shield and ball logo for UnClFoo United Club Football. This is the base logo here. Let's look at Argentina Sun and Sky. Sol y Cielo Argentina, Club de Deportes. So here's the Sun and Sky Argentina colorway. Congratulations on the victory against England. I personally love Argentina. I lived there for a while, and so I can say from lived experience that it is not a racist country from my lived experience. Just like any country, there will be racist people. There will be people that have a problem with your visual appearance, just like any country, and that also could apply depending on your gender, your clothing. I had more trouble because of clothing in Argentina than I did because of the way I looked. I looked like I did look like a Brazilian. Nobody cared. I'm sorry, nobody cares. That's such a weird projection onto those folks. And then people are like, oh, the black Argentine population is all dead. It's like, no, no, they're not. I got hella friends. Like, stop. They're turning it into fucking Narnia, dude. You guys are racist Narnia, apparently. No, man. Like, what happens is you get these really rabid soccer fans that get super drunk. I'm not making excuses, by the way. This is horrible. And and the people there will tell you. But and then they do have like the proud, but there's like a contingent of Proud Boys there that think racism is really funny. Like there's those people, they bother the shit out of me, but they don't run the. Well, let me not say that now, but let me be quiet because I want to actually travel there. Let me keep my mouth shut. Yeah, I'm a freedom of speech person, and you know what? Argentina as a country is also freedom of speech. But I also don't want to be out here slandering people I don't know. That's the number one thing. So, politics are politics, but slander is slander. Ain't that right, Hassan Piker? He learned his lesson. You'll watch us on stream and be like, don't send your dumbass audience to dunk on me, man. I hate that shit. Just learn, man. Just learn. Just learn. Call me up. Buy out one of my co-publishers' bear lines. Her name's Bree. It's Philip the Bear. Buy that one out. It changed her life. She's a single mom in Colorado. And we're gonna get what we're gonna do, Hassan, is we're gonna come together. We're gonna put together a network of those people going out and doing those money things. So we're gonna start showing people what socialism can actually do, and we have the technology for it. And because I've been inspired by that, that's been real great. Jimmy Darts, those types of people, what Pokemon used to do when she was on stream, going around paying people's rent, that kind of thing. So this is Filo Frio de la Ciudad Mexico, Club de Atletico, Athletic Club, Cold Edge of Mexico City Athletic Club. As you can see, I just RNG'd them twice in a row, so immediately they get a repeat. And when you win the cluster, you also win like a mini championship. So you get the cluster championship, and then you get the overall championships called the Upsilon Pi. And there's some lore there because there's the trophy is like an eagle that's like holding a football, and it's all carved. It's a nice trophy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can imagine it. But people call it the bird. They also call it the upsi-pie because UnClFoo really likes Greek stuff. So in my chart here, you can see I have the winner of the championship. I have the runner-up, and then I have the actual cluster winners. If they're blank, they didn't exist back then. We didn't have enough teams. The clusters grew as the UnClFoo expanded. As the UnClFoo. It's just as UnClFoo expanded, not the UnClFoo. It's United Club Football, so it's UnClFoo. And Press Pass All Access, just acronyms work differently. And you can ask me how they work because it is sort of subjective. But we're having fun. So I'm going to show you guys the process I just did for these RNG. In fact, I started streaming because I was bummed out at being told I'm not needed for the film. And that's a bummer. Ugh. I thought things were off. Things got political real quick for no reason. And when that happens, I think like the culture, it's just so weird because we talked about exactly that. Anyway, we'll leave it alone. This is what I want to do, so this is what we're going to do. We were just looking at Filo Frio de la Ciudad de Mexico, La Plaza de Montevideo, Club de Football. That's the Ember of Montevideo, the kind of... I used to live in Buenos Aires, so we did asado as well. Look at the Ember colorway, y'all. That's nice. That's a nice colorway. They got this sort of pale purplish blue. They got the gold, the solid gold. You got the pale gold. The border color is also part of the colorway all the time. In every single Press Pass colorway display, that's how it works. Then you have like the fire cherry red kind of thing going on. So that's La Brasa de Montevideo, Club de Football. Schnell Hassan von Munchen. Munchen. I don't know how to speak German. Sorry, German folks. Schnell Hassan von Munchen. And Hassan, before you get all mad, There is no founding team in Turkey, but y'all do steal Seattle's teams. I thought it was funny. So there's a Seattle Spruce Football Club, and they moved to Istanbul at some point. I forgot the exact year. And then the Turks changed the name from Seattle Spruce Football Club to Spruce Ladin Istanbul Club, whatever. Oh, it's Football Federation. So that's what's going on there. Okay, let's spin us up one. We'll do the colorways as we spin one up because that's gonna be more fun. 22 views, concurrent. Man, what a bummer. I really wanted to go down and shoot this film. What's meant for you is meant for you, and that doesn't seem like it's meant for me. The Gamma cluster was one of the four original team clusters in UnClFoo. Okay, so we're spinning up the winner of 1919. Can I append this? Yeah, that works. Perfect. All right. Now I can see the year. The other trick is to put it the other side. All right, so 1919 Gamma is what we're spinning up now. If you're watching live and you have an opinion, just tell me. You get to say. Other than that, I'm going to do RNG. So, the 1916 to 1923 slate for the Gamma cluster in United Club Football features Chapéu de Melado Brazil, Molasses Hat Brazil Football Club. I can't even say that out loud without laughing. That's too funny. I get stupid ideas. That's the long and the short of that. La Brasa de Montevideo, Club de Football, Ember of Montevideo Football Club. In Brazilian Portuguese, it's like Clube do Futebol. It's like you gotta chew on your Spanish to get to Portuguese. All right. Sun and Sky Argentina, Sol y Cielo Argentina, Club de Deportes, Sun and Sky Argentina Sports Club. I do not know how to speak Chinese, so I'm sorry, but this is Yellow River Lanzhou Football Club. And then same thing in Arabic, so sorry about that. But this is Jasmine Star Algeria Sports Federation. Aliyahad Aliyahadu. How'd I do? No? Probably not. Okay. We're gonna spin for the winner of the division unless somebody puts it in chat. I will give you 10 seconds in chat. 5. I'll spin all 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, Molasses Hat Brazil Football Club gets the win. Everybody, with the win on the spin. Am I in the Gamma? Yeah, I am. Molasses Hat Brazil, so just stays in South America. The Gamma stays in South America. In 1919? What's even going on? Molasses Hat Brazil plays out of... Where do you guys play out of? Molasses Hat Brazil. Molasses Hat Brazil. Clube de Futebol. And they're out of Recife, Brazil. So Recife 1919. That's interesting. Winning the Gamma, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. Winning the cluster is a big deal. It's almost, it's like maybe 2/3 as big of a deal as winning the actual overall. Especially if you beat your rival and like they're the next best team. Okay, so we did the Gamma. I'll do a few more. Let's get through the slate. Let's get all the way to 1923. Let's do the Epsilon next. So in the Epsilon, we have Club Zurich Alpenfin, the Club Zurich Alp Fairies. I named all of these teams, no AI, nothing like that. I've got to be very clear. The only thing there's 4 things I use AI for: template, edit, concept, and format. And concept being like the concept art that we have on the characters here, which is all meant to be replaced by real human art once we have our bounty program in place and properly funded. Because then we can just post a bounty like, hey, somebody draw this for a character. And here's the bounty, here's the pay for that. Okay, so we have Club Zurich Alpenfin, the club's Zurich Alp Fairies out of Zurich, Switzerland. Draperi Polski, Klub Sportowy, Poland Drapes Sports Club, and Hassan, while you're here, stop insulting my Polish friends. I lived in Poland for a little bit too, a much smaller time than Argentina. And living is a generous statement, but I'm going to claim it. And they are a nice group of people. Polskis. Anyway, Draperi Polski, the Poland Drapes. Glasgow Spice Market? That was terrible. Wow. I'm even shocked at how bad that was. My Scottish accent is genuinely just the worst thing about anything, but that was real bad. So the Glasgow Spice Market, Sporting Brood, and then Schnell Hassan von München football clubs, the Munich Fast Rabbits. And before you ask, Kimani, it's 1919. The world's at war. That is happening. That's it is a fiction, but most of the real world events are going to happen 1-to-1. And if all of the soccer players are at war, then I guess the teams will be full of women for this for these slates. It's a mixed gender program, so y'all adjust the story. When we get to season 4, this is a season 4 lore game. So we will be a much expanded product by then. Yeah. So Glasgow Spice Market Sporting Brood, Schnellhassen von München Football Club, and the last one is St. Petersburg Red Window Football Club. You know, I could put this in translator and then have it spit the phonetic out. And if I were more awake, then I would do exactly that. In fact, I'll stream tomorrow. Tomorrow being later today. I'm so bummed about this film thing. I think I'm inspired to get my stuff viral. And yeah, I felt sacrificed for social hierarchy. I feel unnecessarily sacrificed. Kind of like, oh, it's in group, out group. Like, we built this, we're not gonna let anybody in at the last day. And like, yeah, that makes sense. I get it. I understand. But that's not my spirit, y'all. And I'm not saying it's the project leader spirit either. I'm just going through it because it's 3 in the morning and I really wanted to go. All right, let's spin up the winner of the Epsilon in 1919, huh? Any chatters? You got anything here? Look, it's I'll link the I'll just link this one because you can find all of the other cluster descriptions here. That's the only UnClFoo history I've got uploaded to the fandom is through these cluster descriptions and through their layouts. 1919. So far, the Poland drapes have been extremely good. I think I did roll this earlier actually, and I think I got St. Petersburg already. So let me see. This is Epsilon. Okay, no, yeah, Poland Drapes won 1916. Spice Market won 17. Spice Market won 18. So maybe Spice Market gets 3 Epsilons in a row. Let's see how this goes. I already know Spice Market is going to be a huge, huge brand out there in Glasgow. They're going to be all about it. Y'all want to see the colorway? I can't tease y'all without opening the colorway for Spice Market. Glasgow Spice Market. Damn, that's ugly. You got this like really bright orange, which is fine, but then you get the 70s orange and brown combo. That's always fun. Then you get the real rich Scottish blue. Okay, that's got to be present, but then it's countered by this mauve plum thing going on. And so this is a challenge. It's a challenge to go with. But with the sort of tribalism that forms around sports branding and the sort of tribalism that'll form around a fictional canon that we roleplay together, people are going to be all about this stuff. And shout out to the people that paved the way for this. We're talking Dimension 20, Critical Role, all those folks. It's 3:21 in the morning. I'm coming off a text message from an hour ago saying that I will not be traveling to Los Angeles later today to help on a film that I was planning on helping out on all weekend. And it's not even a clear thing. It's just like this vague, all these vague shifts and then a ghost. It's just so LA. I hate it. Oh, anyway. I did do St. Petersburg for this already, so they're gonna win the Epsilon in 1919. Give myself more space there. That's St. Petersburg Red Window Football Club. Okay, let's go to the Kappa. The Kappa is going to be a really popular one. Oh, I guess I did just spin up. I did just do this. It was the Laughing Dolphins of Mercia, who have been pretty bad through the first 3 seasons. So we're gonna have them win the 1919, and then in the Tau, we'll do this one on the spin. Any chatters? No chatters. I got a bunch of views. 26 views. No chat. All right, so I have the Cold Edge of Mexico City, Los Angeles Industry Football Club, New York Butter Athletic Union, Seattle Spruce Sporting Club. It's the eventual Turkish team, Hassan Piker, Algorithm Boost. Uno Nueve, Uno Seis, Panama Sports Clubs. Club de Deportes. All right, let's just spin this one. Any chatters? I got 4 viewers. Any chatters? And we have for number 1, it is the Cold Edge of Mexico City with another Tau. So that is you got the Tau in 16 and in 17. So now that we have the winners there, we can actually go do the playoff list. So that's the Tau. Molasses Hat Brazil. Good. I'm glad they're in it to win it this time. I will explain the playoff structure as we go. Let's put the Kappa in. And I will clear this out. Oh, it actually says. So you have the cluster champions. Those are the top 4 seeds. Or the top seeds. The playoff structure stays the same no matter what. Then you have the wild card teams, which are the next 4 by record, and then the point leader teams, which are the next 4 by record. All that happens when the clusters expand, so you get more cluster champions as the league expands, which makes more playoff room. So by the time you get to the 60 teams, you have a perfect amount of balance in how that playoff scales, the playoff system scales. So I have molasses hat, and then I'm just missing red window. Oops. Hey, Hassan Piker. They call me wartime C. Once you get the whole picture, here I am acting like you're an ally. If you are, maybe you are. I think you're snooping around. I think you're checking it out, and I think you owe me a little bit of money. So just reach out on the back end. Or Night Media can owe me a little bit of money. That's how it should work. All right. Wildcard teams. This is the next 4 by record. So here, what I'm doing is I'm just doing 1 through 20, and I'm just using our year order list. So these are the 20 original teams. So if I call one that's already been called, then I'll roll again. And if you don't know what we're talking about, okay, the first team on record leader is 14. That makes sense. It says uno nueve uno seis Panama, 1916 Panama. I guess. I'll just get it from here. Okay, and let's go back to the year, and then we'll spin again. Congratulations to Panama for making the playoffs in 1919. That makes sense. The only reason the team is there is because of the business that... Okay, the Porto Navigators make the playoffs. Congratulations to the Porto Navigators out of Porto, Portugal. Oh, we don't even have to change it. Okay, cool. Spin up another one. 19. That's Jasmine Star Algeria. Dope. I love it. I'm gonna just use the English because I don't want the spreadsheet to break. But it is AA. Okay. Okay. Spin up another one. So congratulations to Recife, Brazil, St. Petersburg, Russia, Murcia, Spain, and Mexico City for making the 1919 playoffs. We also have Panama City, Porto in Portugal, Algiers in Algeria, Murcia in Spain. And let's see the second team here. This is just an order of year. It's not even like... Okay, so I have to spin again because it's Mexico City. 16 is... Ooh, Yellow River. Very good. Yellow River, Brazil. They're in the Gamma. Here I will use the Chinese. This is because Arabic's backwards. I don't want to mess up my sheet here. All right. So Lanzhou, China is in on the wild card. Now we have the points leaders. Poland Drapes, they've been point leaders a lot. Now, keep in mind, I don't know any of these. I don't know who played for these teams. I don't know what the situation is that made these teams make the playoffs or anything. And then by the time we get to this, the actual root teams that made these playoffs. Well, maybe I'll have it because I'll have this on record, so that's nice. 5. Genoa. I love it. They've been locked out, but they've been pretty good so far. Genoa, Italy in the house. All right. He's spinning again. The last 3. I said I get to 1920. I already know that it's Mexico City. $11. That's the drapes. Cool. I'm down with the Poland drapes. Like I said, I like Poland a lot. I like Poland quite a bit. Love Krakow. It's a great city. They're the points. They're the point leader, second point leader. That they keep on getting on the point leader list, and they keep on making the playoffs, and they go on a deep run. All right, so congratulations to. I don't actually know how to say the city I put them in. It's Gdynia. Gdynia? That's how I would pronounce it. Gdynia. 14, and I think I did 14 already. Yeah, it's Panama. They're already in. They're already in there. Five. Genoa. I did Genoa already too. 20. The Seattle Spruce. Great news. The Seattle Spruce, baby. I don't know. I'm sorry, Seattle. I don't think I was trying to be cruel when I was thinking of lore to set up, but I think you guys lose a team or 2. I know you lose the Spruce, and then you also lose the Loud. That one was supposed to be funny. That one was like, what if I take Seattle's basketball team away in the role play as well? I know it hurt in real life, but in the role play world, they just moved right up the street. They moved to Vancouver, so they do change their branding, and that's going to become a big thing. That's season 1, so get involved. You could be that just happened. That's like very recent in the world of the lore. You guys could do a whole movement throughout the upcoming seasons to get the team back in Seattle. I do expect that to happen. Seattle Spruce. Okay, one last team here on the points leader. In chat, if you see here, it's just the city. So if you see a city that you want to shout out, pick the city. I'll honor your choice instead of doing RNG. Right now, I'm setting up storytelling conditions for the world of Press Pass All Access, so we can role play a sports mockumentary together. And I'm not dictating championships. I did the other leagues with RNG with other co-publishers that bought title, and so here I am just moving the process forward and doing it with y'all on stream. 7. All right, Spice Market. I didn't even notice they didn't make it yet, but it makes sense that they did. Where are we? Because they've been very good early on, and we can't leave them out. Spice Market. Spice Market. Spice Market. Okay, so here's the system. Technically, it would be the best record, place the worst record in Cluster Champions, but for the purposes of efficiency, I'm just going to go 1 through 4. Like 1 placed 4, 2 placed 3. And then you have these guys ranked where a 5 will play 12, 6 will play 11, 7 will play 10, and 8 will play 9, and then the winners will advance and play each other, and then those winners will advance and play the cluster champions, and then those winners will advance into the finals, and then that's the champion. I may not remember these structures, like this is on record, so I guess I could feed this to Gemini and have it be like part and put it into part of the record. But Gemini also has to know what I'm talking about, and I might not say team names correctly, and I'm not going to have it go, but you know that we're still very early in this process. Yeah. Corporations are enslaving all our published material, y'all. We need to create a market argument to get it back, and this is how. It's real fun. They all know. They could have sponsored this years ago. At least I'm uncensored now. That's cool. Okay. Let's do some RNG. I need a 1 through 4. Oh no, this is just a 1 to 2. This is just a heads or tails. Let's do Molasses Hat versus Cold Edge of Mexico City, where Molasses Hat is 1 and Cold Edge is 2. Spin, 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 spin. And we have, oh, Mexico City beats Molasses Hat. Okay, now we have St. Petersburg Red Window Football Club versus the Murcia Laughing Dolphins. Delfines Rindo Murcia. What do we got? Hey, it's gonna be Red Window. All right. Now they don't play each other. They both get a bye the next round, and then they're playing the people that come out of the wild card and the points leaders. So let's go ahead and get 1916 Panama going against Spice Market. It's a best of 3. The higher record team hosts the last 2 games. So the first game is always hosted by the worst team. So if the better team wins that first game, it's a short series. So we have 1916 Panama winning against Spice Market. That was a weak spin on my part. Now we have Porto against Seattle Spruce, and it's going to be Porto. They're the top. 1 is going to be the top team, 2 is the bottom team, and that's just how it is. Sorry, y'all. And if you have a disagreement, put it in chat. That's what chat's there for. I'm trying to maximize my my role, so to speak, as Chat Daddy with these publishing titles next to me. They're over here. That's how we build this. Those ones, they're registered basketball characters in the season 1. We're having a blast. I need a big chunk from an asset manager, purchased and developed. They can build asset management software around it. Okay, let's do Jasmine Star versus Poland Drapes. That's fun. What does that look like in 1919? It's Jasmine Star. Algeria with a victory. And now we have Yellow River Lansau versus Genoa Profondo Internazionale. And I'm sorry if I'm saying Lansau wrong. I'm not trying to like be offensive or anything. If you want to see a specific colorway, just let me know in chat. These aren't on the wiki yet. And it's Yellow River. Wow. Okay, so let's do Panama versus Yellow River. And it's Panama. And then we're going to do Porto versus Algiers, which is a short hop and a skip. So even in 1919, that's not too bad. And we got Porto. Now we have logistically, it makes more sense for it to be Filo Flio versus Panama. But we're going to say it's just because it's, well, I mean, it's really by the best record. So I could choose that kind of canonically right now, where we do St. Petersburg versus Porto and Mexico City. Yeah, I'll do that. Panama City against Mexico City. Okay, so Mexico City's on 0-1 and Panama City's 2. Let's do a better roll than that. Okay, Mexico City wins. And now we have Red Window versus the Navigators. and it's the Navigators. All right, go Navigators. Look at y'all. The underdog sneaking in the finals there. That's nice. Okay. Now we're going to do Mexico City against the Navigators. The cold edge of Mexico City against the Porto Navigators. This is for the lore, baby. The reason why we don't do fantasy, okay, and then we have, it's the cold edge of Mexico City with the championship. Wait, is that the third in a row? Oh my goodness. They get the three-peat off the bat. Off the rip, y'all. That's RNG. Because I just did the same process earlier and I got the same thing. That's RNG. But we have a different runner-up this time. Dang, dude. Mexico City. That team would be so popular. Maybe. The cold edge of Mexico City. There's already like a sub commentary because I don't think Mexico was involved in World War One. Let's look it up. Let's look it up in real time. This is kind of one of the points of Press Pass, is to like learn, use things, use intersections in history that you don't know to look it up and learn. Oh yeah, duh. Mexican Revolution. Okay. That's interesting. So I mean there's like a whole sub commentary there that, wow, that's interesting. Ooh. Interesting. There's like a sub commentary here that like this is like maybe that these weren't one like, I don't know. I don't want to put anything in the story, but I'm already seeing like the reason why the team is doing so well. Maybe it could be statecraft. Is the way I'm looking at it in the fiction. That's a fun opportunity, fun things. Okay, let's get back to it. I don't know if I have it in me to get to 1923. I'm tired. I took a hit today, emotional hit. I really wanted to be on that film. I want to go down to LA. I put off a bunch of dentist work to do that, and now I'm being told, like, man, people set their schedules up, y'all. All right, whatever. Don't dwell on it. It's the ghosting for me. And let's clear the slate over here. And let's get cluster champions. One more. I think I have one more round in me, and then we'll pick it back up tomorrow. So gamma cluster. And again, if you're watching live, I have live viewers, which is amazing for me. That's incredible. I never have live viewers. I get a lot of watch back, but anyway, if you see it, these are the teams I'm looking at: 1916 to 1923. We're rolling the 1920 playoff slate, and I'm rolling the cluster winner. So which of these teams had the best record out of the entire cluster? And if it's tied in record, then it's best home record. If it's tied in home record, then it's best. Well, I guess it would also be tied in away record. Then it goes to points for. And I suppose after that it'd be points against, but y'all can tell me once you get in the game. You have to have publishing title to suggest anything. That's the whole point. All right, let's see what we got. Slavrasa again. Slavrasa Montevideo. Back in it. Very successful early. Epsilon. What do we got? Completely RNG 4. Okay. The Munich Fast Rabbits. Again, the Schnell Hassen von München. Okay, let's do the Kappa. Three. The Laughing Dolphins. Secretly one of my favorite teams. Club Parisien Chaussure. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Parisian Shoe Club. Hasn't won a Kappa yet. Not looking good. The Laughing Dolphins win twice in a row. Okay, let's also do the Tau. What do y'all think? New York Butters, what I'm... Nope, it's the Industry. It's always the Industry. That's funny. Okay, the Industry won. I don't want them to win today. This is a small film. They're low budget. So I'm a mouth to feed. I feel like Thailand Lannister after he got kicked off the boat. Okay, so there we go. The Industry winning your first Tau. That's good. They're not even in the Tau for that long, but that's good. Oh, they repeated, so we're good there. The Fast Rabbits. And Abrasa. Ooh, you think LA Industry wins in 1920? That'd be an interesting win. There'd be so many movies about soccer. It'd be a much bigger sport. Something to think about. Get the wild card teams. What do we got? 11. Poland again. I don't want to type things over and over. I'm tired, so. I keep getting, yeah. Last time I had a gig in LA was for the agency that I've been trying to work with for this exact thing, and that got rug pulled as well. They said yes one day, and then I got an email the next day. It just keeps happening, man. I can't keep doing it. It's too much. I'm a human, people. Okay. So Poland Drapes are on the wild card. Let's get the next one. 13. That's LA, so we can skip that. The Navigators are back. So they retain their position in the wild card. That's good. They might get back to the finals. 18 is Montevideo. But they already won. Okay, we'll spin again. This, oh, it's Spice Garden. Oh, sorry, Spice Market. Okay, and then the last wild card team in 1920 is going to be. It's also at Los Angeles. Okay, the sculpture is good. Where are we at with those? Antwerpen Sculpturen. Okay. Is it 3 Epsilon teams? No. Okay. I was gonna say that's like I don't think that's possible. Because that's by record. I guess it would be possible if they play everybody twice. It's not different. 2 is Mexico City. Back in it to win it, baby. They're never out. So that's your points leaders. Of course it is. Of course it's your points leaders. If they didn't win the cluster, they were definitely going to be your points leaders. By then, they've already figured out the league. You know, they're 3-time champions 4 years in. Peripolski. $19. I know that one's Jasmine Star, Algeria. Back in it. Jasmine Star again. 1. New York Butter. Nice. We're not very good at football, huh? In the United States. I'm so tired. 6. We already have Portugal. I think I'm gonna have to do the actual like get to the playoffs tomorrow. I'm so tired, y'all. I'm sorry if you were looking forward. Yeah, we'll try. I'll try to push through. 15. This is Molasses Hat. Molasses Hat Brazil. Beautiful. Okay. We're ready for the playoffs. Sorry if your team didn't make it. I like how Argentina won the first championship and they haven't even been in the playoffs the last few times. Okay. Let's do our heads and tails. So first thing we will do is La Brasa versus the Industry. LA Industry versus Mondeo. And we have Industry pulling it out. Okay, now we have Schnellhassen von München, München, who knows? Germans know. Versus the Laughing Dolphins, and it's the Fast Rabbits. Okay, so now they're on standby. Let's do Poland Drapes versus the Molasses Hat. And it's the hat with the lead. All right, that's fun. Navigators versus New York Butter, baby. Oh, the butter! That'd be so fun if it was New York and LA in the finals. In this playoff format, any team can, like, even teams in the same cluster can end up in the finals against each other. So Jasmine Star is going to lose to Spice Market. Again, the lower seeded team would host the first game, and then the higher seeded team would host the next two games. It's a best of three series in these playoffs. And now we have the Sculptures and Cold Edge. And the Cold Edge are out early. Antwerp got him. Okay. So now we're going to do Spice Market and Molasses Hat. Which is funny. The Spice Market. Ooh, is it going to be the Spice Market's first championship? And then this one was Antwerp and New York, so it's going to be Antwerp with the win. Dang, I was rooting for New York, but I go with the RNG gods, y'all. All right, so now we're going to go with Schnellhassen against Glasgow. And Glasgow's out as the Fast Rabbits. And now we're going to go with the LA Industry against Antwerp. It's the Industry, y'all. So it stays in the clusters. So now we're going to do the Cluster Flock Finals against the Industry, against Munich, against LA. Let's see what it is. LA! Los Angeles of 1920, you get a championship. Okay. You get the UnClFoo Upsilon Pi. Congratulations. Congratulations to the Industry. That's real early. And we beat the Fast Rabbits. Alright, y'all. I gotta get to sleep. I'm so tired. I don't think I'm going to be traveling later, though. So in some ways, that's a relief. Thank you for watching live. We will do more of these tomorrow. Let's keep building it up. I got a lot of these today. This is fun, huh? This is fun. Anytime we're doing fictional sports and setting up rules for roleplay, it's fun. I'll explain more tomorrow. Please buy publishing titles. It's literally how I eat every day, especially when the job's